Hi, what's up? So I don't really have anybody in my immediate circle to talk about Bleach with. You know, I have people that I meet up with at conventions and cosplay, and I made a cosplay for one of them recently, but I don't have anybody present that I can talk to in person about my Bleach obsession and, you know, what I think of Core 1 and Core 2 so far. And I just kind of wanted to shoot this out into the universe. Having watched Core 1 and Core 2, I like some things. I love that they fixed like Orihime's eye color, Nell's hair color, Rengiku's hair color. I love those fixes. There are some things that they changed that I don't understand. So as I mentioned, I made a cosplay recently for a friend of mine, a just-in-time cosplay on Instagram, and I made him Basby's jacket and armbands, and you know his undershirt, the one that like it's white in the mid, so the jacket is cropped so that it shows a little bit of his undershirt under it, and clearly that part is white. The top of his the top of his undershirt, the collar, inside the collar, clearly in the manga and even in Bleach Brave Souls, the outside of the collar, or the underside if it were flipped down, the underside of the collar is white. The inside of the collar is either black, or in Bleach Brave Souls case, it's purple. Well, Studio Pierrot, I don't know what they were doing, because the bottom part of the shirt that you can see between his jacket and his pants is still white. The top part is completely black. What are you doing? Where is there's just color blocked. Like half of the shirt is white and the top half of the shirt is black. I don't understand it, and I refuse to make a shirt like that. I prefer when I'm making my cosplay. I've cosplayed Giselle Jewel. I've cosplayed Candace Catnip. I've cosplayed Orihime, many of Orihime's looks. I have cosplayed her 1,000-Year Blood War look back when it was first introduced in the manga, and I usually prefer to go by the manga. Obviously, for those looks, the manga was all I had at the time, but now that we have the anime, there are things that I like and there are things I don't like. I don't understand this decision. I don't get it. I don't get it. It has spawned many rants and jokes between me and Just in Time Cosplay. And I needed to put that out there because it's ridiculous. And Studio Pierrot, what are you doing? I do appreciate that while you know, the part of the cuffs, the part of the Femritters, the Bambies, part of the Bambi's gloves and their boots, usually the top part in Kubo's color pages, the top part of them, like for Candace, they're green. The top part of her boots are green. Bleach Brave Souls decided, no, their outfits have no color associated with them. It's just the white and the silver buttons. And I hated that. And then the anime fixed it. So why couldn't the anime? I mean, with how long it takes to make an anime, you have to at some point look at Basby's shirts and go, this isn't right. What is he wearing? Because it's not what Kubo put him in, unless Kubo okayed the change. Kubo, what are you doing? I love your fashion sense, but what is this? So yeah, I needed everybody to know that. I don't understand the red. Do you remember when the first teaser trailer dropped and we were all so excited, but we said, and this was before Core 1, this was like as they were announcing like the date that Core 1 was being dropped. This is the one that the first trailer they showed at Anime Expo. And we're like, oh, I love it, it looks so good, but what's with the red? And it was parts that were in Core 1, but it was also a couple parts that they wanted to show us that were coming eventually that weren't even in Core 2, Hitagaya. And we're like, what's with the red? Is it just so you can make things look more uniform, so you can put it all in Core 1? And then Core 1 came out and it was fine. There was no red. It wasn't red, and it was overcast, and so it was very shadowed and very what do you call it? The atmosphere of it was very dark and dingy, and for at least the Sternritter's first and second attacks, and then their third, and they put the dome over, and I get what they're doing with the dome, right? Aizen's dome last Noches is sunny, where it had an artificial sun. The Quincy can only exist in the shadows, or exist in the shadows of Soul Society. And so it's like the opposite of that, where they're creating shadows. Instead of creating a false sun, they're creating false shadows, real shadows. But why red? Like, why? And this is just from me reading the manga and picturing these scenes differently, because obviously the manga is very, it's black and white, and it feels very daylight, unless they're showing running through Las Noches where everything's night. It feels light. It didn't feel like red light. I think red is just odd for the Quincy too. I feel like, you would associate them with their blue, their, white, silver, blue. That's kind of the Quincy thing. Now, obviously, there's a larger cast of Quincy's now, and each of them have different color. Candace is like electric green, and Gigi is blue, or a darker cobalt blue, something like that. Cobalt? I don't know. Minnie is pink, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the red. I got used to it, and I'll say it didn't affect how I liked or disliked the scenes. I liked pretty much all the scenes. I didn't like seeing Orihime and Ichigo decaying when Asno got her with the fear. I understand why they did it, because in the manga it's creepier when you look at all of the panels that are behind her memories, and all of her friends' eyes are just blacked out. It's kind of a creep, a creeping, unsettling feeling, versus, oh, we've seen this before, they decay right now. I could have gone all my life and not watched Ichigo and Orihime, and Byakuya for that matter, decay like that. But I was okay with watching the Rukia because I knew it was coming. But I was like, oh my goodness. But I get it. That I understand. That change I understand, because it needed to be something that could be very fast. Also, I feel this arc feels fast to begin with. Hi, Tsubaki. Tsubaki wants to give his two cents. Yeah, he says it's too fast and there's not enough Tsubaki in it. but what, and I understand tonally sometimes taking out some of the lighter moments but I miss my lighter moments. I love moments where characters who don't normally interact are interacting. Love them. Mwah. I understand why the lewd scene was taken out, but now anime only people don't know why she's wearing what she's wearing, and I find that kind of, I take a little bit of issue with that, because initially when she showed up, we're like, what the heck is she wearing in the manga? And then it was explained that, oh, she was tricked because Urahara, while I appreciate everybody shipping my ship, I don't appreciate tricking her into wearing something that she would never choose for herself, and now has to fight a war wearing. Just, come on, I understand that, if something gets through her shield, a little extra fabric's not really gonna do much, but she doesn't dress like that. Anyway, anyway, this is my rant, my Bleach rant, because I haven't had one. I'm sure I'll come up with more to say in the future. I already have plenty to say. This is just my initial thoughts on Core 1 and Core 2. Aside from the things that I do or don't understand and take issue with, I do like them. I love that Bleach is back. Oh, there was one more thing that I really wanted to address. These remixes of the OST, you guys, some of them are good, but also, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't really like the new lyrics to, Is It Never Meant to Be Long? Yeah. I don't know, they just didn't feel right. I would have loved to just have the instrumental in that moment of, her releasing her bankai and showing the bankai. I would have loved to have just had the instrumental. Maybe, just, I didn't care for the lyrics. But, I like that. I understand that, 10 years have gone by, right? 10? Oh my gosh, 10. That you don't want to just stick with what you want to show improvement. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Those are just my thoughts. I love that they're fixing Squad Zero. There. I love it. I love that they gave them bankai, and now in the future, when we all know that they're going to be defeated, at least they tried. At least they tried. Can't do much against this big bad, but they tried. They can try. Anyway, that's it for me this time. Watch Bleach. Read Bleach.